Hello guys and welcome. Today I'm gonna be doing a little bit of a world tour. Just like a little bit of like an introduction to my MCP world. Yeah, now as you can see, I pretty much did a little bit of like working. Pretty much did like a little bit of like building around. Just a little bit of working. A little bit of work. A lot of work put into it. Yeah, I made it like a bit more like beta style. Yeah. Yeah, but as you can see, yeah, I'm just, it looks pretty good. But although it's not really like complete yet, yeah, it's still being like worked on to this day. I haven't really finished it, but I just want to give like a little tour, just because I want to show my builds, I guess. So here's the area, this like village here, this nice village area, whatever, nice, actually town. You can see I built like some shops and I made like some nice greenery. I made like this cool dock with some sugar cane, which is really nice. I went a little bit overboard. I kind of feel like I went a little bit overboard with this, but I feel like I did the job done. And then we also have this nice pool area, like a nice sauna, I think, or whatever. I just built this. Also, you may notice I put carpets on top of the sugar cane, and that's because I don't want it to like I don't want it to like grow. I just wanted to. I just put like carpets or maybe stuff, just to prevent it from growing. And then I also have this area. I'm not really. I just realized I haven't even like didn't really do anything in this area. I'm not entirely sure what I could do here. I did actually, the style like of the architecture. I mixed in a little bit of maybe like Roman, maybe Greek architecture, I guess. So I don't know, and also a little bit of like medieval, around some areas. Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure what to put here, but you can ask in the comments. I guess you can suggest what I should add maybe, and then and this is also a little bit of like European style, a little bit of Italian style, and then what we have here. Then I also did like a little bit of these nice houses. I do a little bit of texturing. You can see. I'm not really that good at texturing. I kind of like studied a little bit of texturing, but not really the greatest. But it's nice, I guess. And then I built this cool tower, I guess. It's a nice white tower. Also, if you're wondering if there's interior, it's pretty much no, it's pretty much empty. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, really. Yeah, there's not really like that much interior because I don't know. I'm just a bit lazy, just a bit. Yeah, just a bit lazy to. It's a bit too much work, I guess. And then you also have these, a little bit of these different styled houses as well. I put a little bit of variety in it as well. And also, this also has like a little bit of a mix of like sort of industrial, I guess, because I don't know. I was pretty much like mixing some styles together, just to make it feel unique. And as you can see, we have like a little bit more shops, and I added like some lights. We also have this nice little garden I made. Yeah, we got. And then I built this Tower of Peace looking thing. Yeah, it looks pretty. Yeah, I did a little bit of like techniques I did, I wanted to like smooth it out a little bit, or whatever. I don't, like, cause using like full blocks for this, like this tilted look, it kind of made it look a little bit off. I don't know, like I just like used like cobblestone walls and like fences and trapdoors to like maybe like smooth out the, like so it looks a little bit nicer. I mean that's actually like a technique I did myself that I pretty much learned. And then you also have some cool farms. Of course I even included farms, and then yeah, you can also, it's also present there. And then I also built this nice area. It's like this viewing area, I guess. I'm not sure. And then you also may notice I also built this cool nature thing, I guess. I also decided to yeah, I decided to make a little bit of like a nice island with some detail, I guess, detailing. Yeah, I guess we also have this temple here. Now, I'm not gonna go into much detail. It's only just for show, I guess. Yeah, I'm just you also have this ritual thing. Yeah, I decided to make a little ritual, and then yeah, I just it's pretty much just yeah, you can it's pretty much where you like pray and all this. Yeah, I just add some, and then there's also like this secret area around this, but we're not gonna explore that since it's only just an introduction, as I said. And we're also not gonna explore this one as well. But next to it, we also have this house that I made. I'm not I'm not entirely sure if I'm not entirely sure if it's finished. Oh wait, I think oh yeah, it is. Okay. I thought it wasn't finished, but yeah, I was like, yeah, I was basically like making a bunch of like builds while I was making another one. I don't know. I was making like I was like doing like a few builds at the same time. And then we also have this nice area with like hay bales. Now there actually is hay bales in this version. You can yeah, it's pretty much available, but I'm using a sort of like palette. I'm using like a beta Minecraft beta palette for this, so you know, since it's like beta styled, because you know this version is like very reminiscent of beta. You can see I did like a little bit of like techniques as well, a little bit of you know. I built this nice horse stable as well, even though there's no horses in the game, but either way. Also, here's the railway. It's a nice railway as well. This is what I was talking about when I said industrial. You can see there's even like a nice station. You know, I just some iron. And then there's also this nice village, which I also took inspiration from like the beta, from like the scrapped or like prototypes, actually like prototypes of like the village houses before they were like released in the base game. You know, and then I built this like hot air balloon. You know, I just wanted to add some cool things in the sky. Also like this zeppelin, but because of like the road height, it's cut off. So I just like, and also I just put like ice because you know I feel like it's kind of like the closest to like the sky in like later versions. I guess I always use this as like a sort of like sky block or whatever. I don't know. Even though the sky isn't really exactly like the same color, but it is in later versions. But I don't know. I decided to just choose like ice for this. I don't know. And you can see there's still some unfinished stuff like this castle. You know that's why this is only an introduction and then we also have this nice another station which is like this house here. Now I have also taken a little bit of inspiration from other people. Of course, yeah, I did. You know, it's another staircase. I think. Okay, we also got this cool windmill. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Now there's a bunch of like different stuff like the tower, a bunch of towers and all this. But I think that's pretty much all for this world. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Very nice world, I guess. There's, but there's gonna be more stuff in the future. Like maybe I'll build maybe like some sort of like city or maybe a sort of coliseum or whatever. I mean, those are the things I've been planning to make for you know for a while. Yeah, it's just. Anyways, I just made this video because I wanted to post something really. I haven't really been posting for a while. If you're wondering why, I just kind of lost interest in on the internet, because yeah, because of my life, my personal life and all this, and and I just and also because I have a bit of a problem with my Wi-Fi. I don't really have the best signal, so it's a bit, it's a bit of a. I mean, I used to, but we moved in into like a sort of new house a few days, actually a few months ago. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the tour. I'm probably gonna explore more, a little bit more of these areas, even though it's probably empty. But either way, I just wanna, you know, I, I just wanna show this, because, yeah, why not? Anyways, thank you for watching, this tour. I hope, I, I really hope, this gets some attention. I guess I don't know. Yeah, just showing it to the world. I guess I don't really see that many people making, like builds in MCP like this. I mostly like in old versions. Like it's mostly in Java, but it's never in like old Bedrock, which is MCP. Whenever if whenever whenever I play these versions, I call these like old Bedrock or just MCP, and I also that's pretty much what it is, because it because Bedrock actually used to be MCP. It used to be Pocket Edition. It used to be like ports, like it used to be like a port of the game, but for like touchscreens and stuff. Yeah, it was like a sort of port, but then it just sort of evolved into like its own version, and now it's pretty much in every single other port of the game you play in. Like it's pretty much every other port. Like it's pretty much using Bedrock Edition. But anyways, thank you for watching. I guess so live, laugh, and subscribe, I guess.